Black people, we need to wake up. Just keeping it real. Just another situation that's very similar. And we just keep calling evil good, good evil, exchanging bitter, saying bitter is sweet, sweet is bitter. Let's get into it. Warrants issued for arrest of Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend amid leaked new documents. Jamarcus Glover skipped a recent court appearance. He's facing multiple charges. Louisville, Kentucky waived 2 bench warrants have been issued for a central figure in Breonna Taylor case. Source told Wave 3 News on Wednesday. The revelation comes 2 days after Wave 3 News received 39 pages of leaked documents that paint a picture of close relation between Taylor and her ex-boyfriend, convicted drug dealer Jamarcus Glover. It's unfortunate that the city did not provide LMPD's post-death report and that we only learned of it until it was leaked to the media, Sam Aguilar, attorney representing the Taylor's family, told Wave 3 News on Wednesday. Either way, it doesn't change whether she should have been killed or the unlawful actions surrounding her killing, Aguilar added. Glover, 30, skipped a recent court appearance, and his lawyer said Wednesday that he doesn't know where his client is. A warrant was issued for his arrest on July 27th. Glover faces a number of drug-related charges in 2 separate cases. The documents include a number of new details related to the evidence LMPD detectives presented and the warrant used to raid Taylor's apartment. On March 13th, Taylor, 26, was shot dead during a raid, prompting a national outcry demanding police reform in 3 months of protests on Louisville city streets. During the incident, LMPD Sergeant John Mattingly was shot by Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. Mattingly was one of the 3 officers who fired back. Wave 3 News has learned the author of the undated report is an investigator in an ongoing narcotics case against Glover, but is not part of the Taylor death investigation. The leaked documents were first reported Tuesday by the Courier-Journal. An excerpt from the leaked report showed that on February 14th, 2020, Glover's car was towed for a parking violation. According to the report, Glover tried to file a complaint against the officer and gave Taylor's phone number as his own. Wow. So she knew she was with a known drug dealer, and oh boy. And this is the reason why you have black men and men period getting on women who love these bad boys. And look what's happening. And then the black community wants to rally around people like this. Okay. It's sad. But I'm going to continue. 6 days later, detectives from the police-based investigation team verified through a database that Glover was using Taylor's home address, 3003 Springfield Drive, as well. The PBI squad was the group of detectives assigned to investigate Glover. Then on February 24th, the report further verified the link between Taylor's home and Glover. Detectives received Jamarcus Glover's bank records from the Chase Bank. The leaked report stated on these bank statements, Jamarcus Glover used 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Louisville, Kentucky, 40214 as his mailing address. Glover, who, in addition to his 2015 drug trafficking conviction, had several pending drug and weapons cases against him, was named on the March 13th warrant that sent officers to Taylor's apartment. Taylor and a man named Adrian Walker also were named on that warrant. According to another document obtained by the Wave 3 News on Tuesday, mail addressed to Glover was among the items seized from Taylor's apartment following the shooting. The 39-page summary report Wave 3 News reviewed was part of a larger document, the full contents of which has not been released. Fraternal Order of Police President Ryan Nichols told Wave 3 News that summary reports are normally a part of criminal investigation, good or bad. Either way, everyone has the right to know all the facts associated in the case, Agar said, adding that he still does not understand why this information was not provided sooner or how such transparency would impede investigation. Agar said he wished the public knew more. The leak report stated that on January 2nd, the PBI team saw Glover pull up onto 2424 Elliott Avenue, a suspected drug house in Taylor's car. The team was conducting a surveillance on the home, which was described as a trap house, meaning drug deals allegedly took place there. The report included pictures of Taylor's car at the scene. This one was dating a Pookie. The black community has to rise up and go against this subculture and has to shame women who date drug dealers, because these drug dealers are working hand in hand with white supremacists to kill black people by selling that poison to our children, to our wives, to our daughters, and selling them to husbands and our sons. Then the next day, the report revealed transcriptions of recorded jailhouse conversations between Glover and Taylor, in which they talk about Adrian Walker, another suspect in the case, and the third person named as Taylor Warren. You talked to dog Adrian Walker? Glover asked Taylor. Yeah, I did, Taylor responded. He said he was already back at the trap. Another conversation between the two just 2 hours later, Glover thanked Taylor for checking on him. When you're around, I stress more, she quoted as saying, I just always be worried about you. Not like you and B, but just period with the police, like all this. In separate phone calls on January 3rd, the conversations ended with each telling the other that they loved each other. The document stated, I'm going to be sick. Also, from January 2016 to January 2020, Glover called Taylor 26 times from jail. Another inmate called her 7 times during that period. This is, wow. Classic stereotypical baby boy, boys from the hood situationship. According to the new information, once LMPD's tech team installed GPS tracker on Glover's red Dodge Charger, the device indicated 6 trips to 3003 Springfield Drive address in January 2020. LMPD surveillance efforts also produced pictures of Taylor at 2424 Elliott. The report included never before seen images of Glover picking up packages at 3003 Springfield. The documents also alleged that back in 2016, the body of Fernandez Bowman was found in a car rented by Breonna Taylor. When the LMPD detectives arrived at Taylor's home to question her, Glover was there. Taylor told the detective she did not know Bowman, that she had been dating Glover for several months, and that she let him drive the rental car. She also gave detectives her phone number, which was the number that Glover was still using as recently as February of this year, according to this documents. Hold up. The documents also allege that back in 2016, the body of Fernandez Bowman was found in a car rented by Taylor. How is he in your car? How is a dead man in a car that you rented? The homicide victim was the brother of Demarius Bowman, one of Glover's associates, one who had been arrested with Glover numerous times, the report stated. The documents also included copious amounts of transcriptions of jailhouse phone calls made by Glover, several of which were made to the mother of his child. On April 24th, Glover told the woman whom Wave 3 News has chosen not to identify that the officers took my car. They got that bank statement out of the armrest. Boom, it got Bree's address on there. In transcribed conversations from the morning of March 13th, hours after Taylor was killed, Glove told the woman that Taylor had $8,000 of his money. Bray got down like 15 grand. She had the $8,000. I gave her the other, and she picked up another $6,000, he said, according to the documents. Something right out of The Wire, the gangster series, The Wire. Then a moment later, he told the woman that Bree handling all my money. She's been handling all my money. She's been handling it for me, and cause it just ain't me. We feeling sorry for Breonna Taylor? This is like the same thing with, Corin Gaines and, Jacob Blake. And later I can walk in that house, breathe, and go directly to whatever it is, no problem with it, Glover said, according to the documents. While I'm frustrated that the information came out of the way it did, I'm not frustrated that the public got access to the information in the case and wish they had done more. They had more, Agar said. There's a lot of other information that we hope will come out soon. Sadiqa Reynolds, the CEO of the Louisville Urban League, said at a news conference Wednesday that she wants to know who knew of the information in the report when they learned it and why it was leaked. Why couldn't it be leaked? Why couldn't it be leaked? What's wrong? You didn't want it to be known? I think that LMPD is playing catch up, Reynolds said. I think that whoever leaked that report wants to say, see, this is why. Now you understand why we did this. We want to say back, it doesn't justify her death. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very honest with you. Anybody helping drug dealers, you know the consequences. You know the risks. You are helping white supremacy destroy blacks with that poison of drugs. Point blank. You are killing black people. Anybody, I don't care who your color skin is, you are helping destroy the black community. You align yourself with drug dealers. Breonna Taylor is no different. She should be given the same type of treatment once the information is found out. We found out about Jacob Blake. Forget him. Same thing with Breonna Taylor. Forget her. Nichols said he agrees that Taylor should not have died. He explained that reports show why the investigation led police to Taylor's apartment in the first place. 3 LMPD officers involved in the shooting were placed on administrative reassigned per department protocol. One of them, Brett Atkinson, was fired after it was determined that he fired 10 shots blindly into Taylor's apartment from the outside. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron had announced a timetable for when his office will decide whether to criminally charge the officers. I'm sorry. I cannot feel sorry for these women who be with these drug dealers, and you with them, and you poison the community. You sleeping well, and somebody's parent is struggling out on crack and selling their kids for drugs. I knew somebody. All right, her mother was on drugs, and the men she was with molested her at a young age. I can't feel sorry. Seriously, the black community, they need to start drawing a line in the sand. Now we're going to go into these records. We're going to get into it. Here we go. This is the shocking leak report. Here we go. All right, it's there. Many celebrities and media outlets have portrayed Breonna Taylor as totally innocent in all of this, but the transcript paints a different picture. Tatum Report has provided a complete report that was obtained from the source below. Private information like phone numbers and social security numbers have been redacted. This is the Breonna Taylor report I was talking about. That's 39 pages. Please click on the link. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is the report from April 2016 to the present. This is how far back they were investigating her. December 3rd, 2016, LMPD homicide unit learned that the vehicle, their most recent victim, Fernandez Bowman, was found was a rental and had been rented by Breonna Taylor with the address 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Louisville, Kentucky, zip code 40214. Approximately 0530 hours, Detective Y. Baker and J. Speaks went to Ms. Taylor's address to conduct an interview regarding any knowledge she may have that would be relevant to the homicide investigation. Upon contact with Ms. Taylor, detectives observed a male in the apartment with her, identified as Jamarcus Glover, date of birth 04/05/1990. Ms. Taylor stated that she did not know the victim, and that she found out what possibly happened from her boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover. Ms. Taylor stated that she had been dating Jamarcus Glover for approximately 3 to 4 months and allowing him to drive her rental car. Ms. Taylor provided detectives with contact number, redacted, the same phone number Jamarcus Glover provided in February 14th, 2020, when she called LMPD's First Division to file a complaint for the vehicle being towed, as well as the same number that is consistent with the history of jail calls between Jamarcus Glover and Taylor. Unbelievable. You know, it was kind of it's a kind of a running gag is that you would have black women letting men drive their cars, and these men wouldn't have real jobs, or they'd be cheating, or they would be doing drug deals. And sad to say, it is true. All right, let me maximize this. You see the fact that she did pay for this dude's bond. Let's go. Breonna Taylor posted bond for Jamarcus Glover on 2 different pending cases. This is January 23rd, 2017. Wow. $5,000 she spent on that dude. $5,000, $5,000. Do you know what you could do with $5,000 besides, pay for a Pookie's freedom? Reminds me of R. Kelly. December 30th, 2019. First Division executed simultaneous search warrants on 2424 Elliott Avenue, 2426 Elliott Avenue, and 2605 W. Muhammad Ali Boulevard. Arrested Adrian Walker, Rayshawn Lee, Darrell Forrest, Jamarcus Glover, January 3rd, 2020. Warrant of arrest served. Dominique Crenshaw, January 3rd, 2020. Warrant for arrest served. And Cleve Knight Jr., January 11th, 2020. Warrant of the arrest served. Evidence seized: 5 handguns, 1 stolen, 3 long guns, 4.9 grams of crack cocaine, 14.4 grams of marijuana, 2 cell phones, and assorted drug paraphernalia and surveillance systems. You got to be kidding me. And everybody's weeping for her now? December 31st, 2019, the place-based investigation PBI team selected their first microcell location, with the perimeters being S24 Street to South 28th Street and West Broadway to Magazine Street, based on the increase in violent crime reported in the area. Example, aggravated assaults and narcotics-related offenses. PBI detectives started to gather research within the designated areas, such as calls for service, CFS, incident reports, and narcotics-related crime tips. A lot of the call volume and narcotics-related crime tips led to detectives of 2424 Elliott Avenue. Additionally, through physical surveillance, detectives observed that vehicular and foot traffic had picked back up at 2424 Elliott. I'm thinking about all the black crime movies, drug movies, New Jack City, the series The Wire, Sugar Hill. It's freaking nuts. Absolutely nuts. Wow. Avenue with a couple of days of the 1st Division executing their search warrants. January 2nd, 2020, PBI team led LMPD's technical unit install a pole camera at the intersections of South 24th Street and Elliott Avenue facing west. Within an hour of the pole camera being installed, PBI detectives witnessed approximately 15 to 20 vehicles go to and from 2424 Elliott Avenue for a short period of time, which is indicated of narcotics trafficking. At 17:52:30 hours, PBI detectives observed a white 2016 Chevrolet Impala, Kentucky 140 ZAT, it's the license plate, pull up in front of 2424 Elliott Avenue, and Jamarcus Glover exited the passenger side of the vehicle, bookmarked on Terabyte Drive. The vehicle was registered to Breonna Taylor at 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, 40214. Let me ask you something. You see a vehicle, you can't make any excuses for this. Vehicles going, 15 to 20 vehicles going by a house. Go up, pick up, drop off. There's no excuse. You can't make any excuses for this at all. This woman is guilty as hell. She's in this. She is guilty as sin. Here's the call report. Okay. Taylor says to Jay Glover, "You said Doug?" Jay Glover says to B. Taylor, "Yeah, Doug." Taylor says to Jay Glover, "I'll call him. Why can't I find him on the Facebook? What's his name on there?" Jay Glover to Taylor, "Michi Walker." Jay Glover calls redacted Breonna Taylor from booking. Jay Glover says to B. Taylor, "You talked to Doug, Adrian Walker." Taylor says to Glover, "Yeah, I did. He said he was already back at the trap, that I talked to him again just a minute ago to see if you had contacted him. They couldn't post bail till 1. Glover says to B. Taylor, "Just on standby so you can come get me. Love you." B. Taylor to Glover, "Love you too. About to puke." Jay Glover calls redacted Breonna Taylor from booking. Jay Glover says to B. Taylor, "I'll come get me some rest in your bed." B. Taylor says to Glover, "Jamarcus." Jay Glover to B. Taylor, "What, you don't want me in your bed?" I'm trying to keep my appetite through this. B. Taylor says to Jay Glover, "I didn't say that. I haven't really been sleeping right either. I've been waking up every hour type stuff." Jay Glover says to B. Taylor, "Checking on me? I want you to know I appreciate it." B. Taylor says to Glover, "When you're around, I stress more because I always be worried about you. Not like you and women, just period, with the police, all kinds of stuff." It's sad to say that you probably got college kids or kids that are just hardworking, and they won't get the same type of praise and accolade from the black community, the black subculture. They don't care for them. But these people here that poison our communities, that have parents stressing out if their kid's going to be okay by the time they finish work and they could go home or go up to school to pick them up, that they will be okay. They won't be a shootout. They won't have to identify their kid under a white sheet because of a stray bullet. Or their kid wasn't pressured to sell drugs and the kid refused and that kid was murdered. Or the kid got tempted to sell drugs because times are hard. Maybe because the fact the kid is in a single parent household and a single mother or the single father is trying to do their best to raise their kids right. But these demons, to be so drunken in love, to sell poison and flash that money in these kids' faces. The kids are parents that are trying to do right in the type of circumstances they live in. All right. It's important to note that from January 1st, 2016 to January 3rd, 2020, Breonna Taylor phone number redacted was called 48 times from jail. Unfortunately, several of the calls are no longer available to listen to, and when the number is called from booking, it does not provide an inmate's name. However, once the inmate is booked and assigned to a dormitory, the system is able to track the inmate that is making the call. In the time frame referenced above, Jamarcus Glover called Breonna Taylor 26 times from the dormitory, and a male by the name of Curtis Palm called Breonna 7 times from the dormitory. Curtis Palm, date of birth November 4th, 1982, has a conviction for possession of controlled substances, cocaine, 2016, as well as a history of felony convictions per court net. January 9th, 2020. At this point in the investigation, PBI detectives have conducted a physical surveillance and surveillance through the pole camera numerous times on 2400 block of Elliott Avenue. Appeared to be a trap house where drugs were sold, and the suppliers of the narcotics for the trap house were Jamarcus Glover and Adrian Walker. PBI detectives observed through their surveillance that when the narcotics being dealt from 2424 Elliott Avenue were low, minimum pedestrian and vehicle traffic, Jamarcus Glover or Adrian Walker would show up operating a red 2017 Dodge Charger, Kentucky license plate 396-Z9ZNV, and appeared to re-up the trap house at 2424 Elliott Avenue. Both individuals had been observed either exiting 2424 Elliott Avenue, of dropping suspected narcotics near the sidewalk between the vacant house at 2425 Elliott Avenue and 2427 Elliott Avenue. Once they left the area, pedestrian and vehicle traffic resumed to be normal. During the early afternoon hours on January 9th, 2020, PBI detectives observed the red 2017 Dodge Charger, Kentucky license plate 396-ZNV, leaving 2424 Elliott. PBI detectives attempted to follow the vehicle further. The investigation into the Jamarcus Glover and Adrian Walker criminal enterprise. PBI detectives, had a difficult time following the vehicle as operator was conducting heat checks by driving around the same city block twice, using evasive maneuvers by making abrupt turns and unsafe lane changes. Since PBI detectives had exhausted all conventional means of surveillance on this vehicle, search warrant for the GPS tracking device to be installed on the vehicle was applied and assigned. See attached. On January 10th, 2020, LMPD's tech unit installed the GPS tracking device on the red 2017 Dodge Charger, Kentucky license plate 396-ZNV, from January 12, 2020 to January 31st, 2020. The data from the GPS tracking device shows that the vehicle went to 3003 Springfield Drive 6 times, January 12, 2020 to January 14th, 2020, January 16th, 2020, and January 20th, 2020, January 26th, 2020, and January 31st, 2020. What? Wow. Let's get to it. Okay, February 13th, 2020, at approximately 14:27 hours, PBI detectives observed through the pole camera Jamarcus Glover operating a black Dodge Charger, Kentucky license plate 442ZZN, pulled up in front of 2424 Elliott Avenue and go inside his residence. The vehicle is registered to Breonna Taylor at 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Louisville, Kentucky 40214. At approximately 14:30 hours, PBI detectives observed Breonna Taylor get out of the passenger side of the vehicle and look around for a few seconds before she got back into the vehicle. At approximately 14:32 hours, PBI detectives observed Jamarcus Glover exit 2424 Elliott Avenue and get back into the vehicle, and then the vehicle pulled off eastbound on Elliott Avenue. See attached photos. Make this a little larger here. Come on. Let's make it a little larger here. All right. So there she is. Right here. There she is. That is a female. That the legs right there. That is a female. See, this is a female right here. She had a good job with as an EMT. It is important to note that the PBI detectives have observed on the pole camera Breonna Taylor's black Dodge Charger license plate KY442ZZN pull up in front of a 2424 Elliott Avenue numerous times at various hours of the day and night. See the photo. This is wow. It's insane, man. Insane. This is her black Dodge Charger. February 14th, 2020, Officer Corey Evans, LMPD 1st Division, told the red 2017 Dodge Charger license plate KY396ZNV from 2605 West Muhammad Ali Boulevard for parking violation. Jamarcus Glover went to the LMPD's 1st Division desk clerk and attempted to file a complaint against Officer Evans. Jamarcus Glover gave the phone number redacted to contact him, which is registered to Breonna Taylor. PBI detectives were able to verify through Clear, a law enforcement database, that as of February 20, 2020, Jamarcus Glover used Breonna Taylor's address, 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Louisville, Kentucky, zip code 40214, as his residence. February 24th, 2020, PBI detectives received Jamarcus Glover's bank records from Chase Bank. On these bank statements, Jamarcus Glover used 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, Louisville, Kentucky, zip code 40214 as his mailing address. See attached. March 13th, 2020, PBI detectives, with the assistance of other criminal interdiction divisions, CID detectives and SWAT team, executed simultaneous search warrants at 2424 Elliott Avenue and 2425 Elliott Avenue. I don't know how people could still feel sorry for her. You can't. There is no way you can. This is sad. You had an EMT job. The real question is, was she used as a human shield? Who knows? Because obviously, Steve Dish, that her boyfriend Jamarcus didn't, really care about her because he used her address as a trap spot. He didn't have his own phone. He didn't have anything that was his. Breonna Taylor was just a shield. She was a human shield, actually. She was. Okay? That's what she was. She was a human shield. Okay? There was no love between there was no love for Breonna Taylor by Jamarcus. There was no love at all. Breonna Taylor was all in love with him, but he wasn't in love with her. Pookie was not in love with her. She was just a means to an end. That's it. And she lost her soul over this. That's what it was. It's sad as heck, but that's what it is. It's crazy and insane. It really is. 2426 Elliott Avenue and 300 Springfield Drive, number 4, see attached. During a search of 2424 Elliott Avenue, PBI detectives were able to recover a large amount of suspected crack cocaine and suspected fentanyl pills inside a Crown Royal bag in a tree in the backyard of the property that was hidden in order to avoid detection from law enforcement. K9 Maverick alerted on the bag containing the narcotics. PBI detectives also located a large amount of U.S. currency, digital scales, and other evidence of narcotics trafficking within the residence. Pictures were taken of an attempted to destroy suspected cocaine by placing it inside the toilet tank in the residence. 3 firearms were recovered from the glove box of the Binge 2001 Crown Victoria, plate number KY715YRV, and 1 firearm was recovered from a gap to the right of the front porch steps at a vacant house at 2426 Elliott Avenue. 80-20-017-041. Jamarcus Glover and Demarcus Bowman, Rashad Lee, and Alicia Jones were located at 2424 Elliott Avenue at the time of the search warrants were executed. PBI detectives were able to seize all of these individuals' cell phones and execute search warrants on them. PBI detectives also obtained an LG and E bill from inside 2424 Elliott Avenue that had Adrian Walker's name on it. When the search warrant was executed at 3003 Springfield Drive, number 4, which Breonna was listed on, an officer-involved shooting OIS occurred, and as a result, Breonna was killed. Present inside the apartment at the time the search warrant was executed was Breonna Taylor and Kenneth Walker. The Public Integrity Unit, PIU, responded at the scene and took over the investigation. It is important to note that PBI detectives has signed a search warrant for 2605 West Muhammad Ali Boulevard, but due to OIS and limited resources available, the warrant was unable to be served. Jay Glover calls redacted Kira Bradley, child's mother. Kay Bradley says to Jay Glover, "Chop, that girl got killed over you." Jay Glover says to Kay Bradley, "Why would you say that shit over? Why would you say over me though? Because she did get killed over you. She was involved. She brought this on herself, being involved in the drug game. I don't care what you say. She didn't deserve to die. I'll say it again. Once you involve yourself in the drug game, you take on all the responsibility of being a drug dealer and being an accomplice. All these single mothers being involved with drug dealers, okay? Corin Gaines' boyfriend was a drug dealer. And instead of taking her kid and getting out of the way of law enforcement, she decides to take a gun and shoot at cops, and she ended up losing her life. She brought that on herself. All my mail and my mail, it ain't got nothing to do with Bree's house. Kay Bradley says to Jay Glover, but no, remember you had that bank statement in that other box, and you leave that stuff behind for them to hit your house and that. Putting 2 and 2 together, come on, Chop, the way you move, period. Jay Glover says to Kay Bradley, dude told me I just seen you leave your baby mama house. Kay Bradley says to Jay Glover, they know where we live at? Jay Glover to say to Kay Bradley, Kira, they have been known where we live at? Kay Bradley says to Jay Glover, that's what they find out when they got an investigation on. They're going to find out everything. Jay Glover to Kay Bradley, at the end of the day, it's all, and it's some sugar or some spaghetti we ate. When you see these people interacting, it's like the most ignorant thing ever. It's sad. It really is. All right. All I can say here is like, you cannot feel sorry for this woman. Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor, Corin Gaines. I'm saying that because Corin Gaines and Breonna Taylor, they both had a relationship with drug dealers. And look what happened. Black community get mad, let them get mad. They get mad all they want. Truth is the truth. And the black community will never, ever be able to be brought back to a stage of wholesome 2-parent homes unless they start warning their women. Okay? And those pastors, especially the black pastors, they have to get in these women's behinds about dating drug dealers, being associated with drug dealers. Because let's be honest, the majority of the black church is mostly made up of black women, mostly made up of women. They need to start talking about this. They need to start talking about how Breonna Taylor was not a victim. Once the records come out and it's up for public knowledge, they need to start talking to the congregation. They need to start telling, listen, stop dating drug dealers. We will not help you. We will not pay for your funeral. We will not even shed a tear because you're dating men who poison our communities, who cause violence in our communities. This has to stop. Part 2 is coming up later.